everybody. It's good to have you here as we read through the Bible. Oh, my camera's on. I can't seem to get... I'm such a novice at this, obviously, but the main purpose for me is just to read the Bible every day, and this somehow really motivates me because I know that, you know, a few of you are joining me. But I really like to focus on the cats. Let's see if I can zoom. For some reason, I can't zoom on this iPad. Just wanted, oh, there. Okay, well, Guster's looking out the window. Oh, I'm going to share these are Guster's my best friend's cat, and Henny is too. And as I said, I'm cat sitting, but I had made a song up for them, and I forced my best friend to sing it with me because we often sing it together. And yes, we are in our 50s. But wait, let me find the song. But you know what? Chronologically, I may be, you know, old, but spiritually, I feel like I'm 10 years old. Maybe not spiritually. Hopefully, I'm a little more mature than that, but I mean, just developmentally, I feel like I'm 10 years old. Where's the song? Let me see if I can find the song. Okay, here. We're going to play the theme song for Guster and Henny with my best friend.
Again. Okay. Guster and Henny, Henny and Guster, Guster and Henny and Guster.
There you have it.
Again.
Oops. I don't need to replay that, but okay. So, and now on to more serious business. Let's turn to the Word of God. You know, I just want to have more gravitas in my voice as I read the Word. Okay. I'm really not into editing right now, so this will all be in the video, but I'm going to have to hold this. Okay, anyway, here, I'm going to show you the other Bible I pulled from my shelf and dusted off. It's called the Archaeological Study Bible. And let's see if I can get it. Oh. Okay, it's heavy. Why am I so weak? Here. There. Hold on. I hope I don't give anybody seizures from watching this video because of how I'm handling the camera. Okay, there it is. The New International Version Archaeological Study Bible. So I'll read from that one and share any interesting insights that Bible has to offer in terms of study notes. Okay. Whew. So we're on, I feel like this camera's going to fall. We're on Genesis chapter 18. Let me flip through. Okay, so, oh, the camera's falling. There. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Sorry, you guys. You will have the patience of Job if you actually watch this video. Okay, I'm just going to hold the camera. So I wanted to share from this Bible, though, a little cultural and historical note, which I found interesting about the naming of children, because in Genesis, before I read, in Genesis chapter 17, God changed Abram's name and Sarai's name. So he changed their names to Abraham and Sarah. And names, you know, held a lot of meaning and significance in ancient times. So I'm just going to read this little study note from the Bible. It says, naming of children. This is about Genesis 16. Genesis 16. Ancient Near Eastern peoples attached a deep significance to the naming of children. Unlike modern parents who would typically choose names often long before a child's birth on the basis of cultural popularity, family tradition, personal preference, or sound Israel. What? Oh, okay. Wait, let me read that. Based on family tradition, personal preference, or sound, Israelite parents tended to select names based upon circumstances surrounding the birth or words spoken near the time of birth. For example, in Genesis 35:18, we read that Rachel, dying in childbirth, named her son Ben-Oni, my painful son. Although Jacob renamed the baby Benjamin, son of the right hand. On rare occasions, God revealed a name to a child's parents before birth, signifying the divinely established role that child would play in history. For example, God specified the name Isaac, meaning, and I love this, it means he laughs. This name may reflect not only Abraham's and Sarah's laughter of disbelief upon learning that they were indeed to have a son in their old age, Genesis 17, 18, 12, and 21:6, but also the ultimate joy Isaac would bring as the beginning of the fulfillment of God's long-standing promise to Abraham. Another clear example of God naming a child is his own son Jesus, the Greek version of Joshua, meaning he saves. And in Hebrew, it's Yeshua, whose divinely revealed purpose was to save the people from their sins. See also Hosea 1, 4, 6, and 9 for some more sobering names God designated for the offspring of the prophet Hosea. Anyway, I think that's really interesting. And of course, I just think it's very interesting. I love the name Isaac. I love that it means he laughs because Abraham and Sarah both laughed. And it was kind of this incredulous laughter, like, what? I'm 100 years old. Well, I'm going to have a baby? That kind of laughter. Okay, well, let's move on, and I'm going to read Genesis chapter 18. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day. Abraham looked up and saw 3 men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed low to the ground. He said, "If I have found favor in your eyes, my lord, do not pass your servant by. Let a little water be brought, and then you may all wash your feet and rest under this tree. Let me get you something to eat, so you can be refreshed, and then go on your way, now that you have come to your servant." "Very well," they answered. "Do as you say." So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah. "Quick," he said, "get 3 seahs of fine flour and knead it and bake some bread." Then he ran to the herd and selected a choice tender calf and gave it to a servant who hurried to prepare it. He then brought some curds and milk and the calf that had been prepared and set these before them. While they ate, he stood near them under a tree. "Where is your wife Sarah?" they asked him. "There in the tent," he said. Then the Lord said, "I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son." Now Sarah was listening at the entrance to the tent, which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were already old and well advanced in years, and Sarah was past the age of childbearing. So Sarah laughed to herself as she thought, "After I'm worn out and my master is old, will I now have this pleasure?" Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Will I really have a child now that I'm old?' Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return to you at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son." Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, "I did not laugh." But he said, "Yes, you did laugh." When the men got up to leave, they looked down toward Sodom, and Abraham walked along with them to see them on their way. Then the Lord said, "Shall I hide from Abraham what I'm about to do? Abraham will surely become a great and powerful nation, and all nations on earth will be blessed through him. For I have chosen him so that he will direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just, so that the Lord will bring about for Abraham what he has promised him." Then the Lord said, "The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great and their sin so grievous that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know." The men turned away and went toward Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord. Then Abraham approached him and said, "Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous people in the city? Will you really sweep it away and not spare the place for the sake of the 50 righteous people in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to kill the righteous with the wicked, treating the righteous and the wicked alike. Far be it from you. Will not the judge of all the earth do right?" The Lord said, "If I find 50 righteous people in the city of Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake." Then Abraham spoke up again, "Now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, though I'm nothing but dust and ashes, what if the number of the righteous is 5 less than 50? Will you destroy the whole city because of 5 people?" "If I find 45 there," he said, "I will not destroy it." Once again he spoke to him, "What if only 40 are found there?" He said, "For the sake of 40, I will not do it." Then he said, "May the Lord not be angry, but let me speak. What if only 30 can be found there?" He answered, "I will not do it if I find 30 there." Abraham said, Now that I've been so bold as to speak to the Lord, what if only 20 can be found there?" He said, "For the sake of 20, I will not destroy it." Then he said, "May the Lord not be angry, but let me speak just once more. What if only 10 can be found there?" He answered, "For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it." Then the Lord had finished speaking with Abraham. When the Lord had finished speaking with Abraham, he left, and Abraham returned home. Okay. End of Genesis chapter 18. That's interesting. So much is interesting in that passage. I'm like debating whether we should just move on and read Matthew, or if I have anything to comment on this. I mean, it's just interesting that, these 3 men showed up, and some scholars contend that, it's obviously the passage says it's the Lord, but there are 3 men initially, and then it's like the angel of the Lord, then it's the Lord, 3 men. Is it the Trinity? And they're eating. It's interesting because it seems like they're physical and spiritual, and in that day and age, and still in that region, hospitality is, really highly valued, especially hospitality to strangers. So, but the thing is, he was talking to the Lord. That was the Lord. Anyway, it's mysterious. And, is it the pre-incarnate Christ who showed up? Anyway, when all is said and done, I mean, he had an encounter with God. But it's just interesting how God encountered Abraham and Sarah under that tree, and he had dinner with them. A calf. Okay, let's move on to Matthew chapter 10. Sorry you can't see Guster because he's so black. You can't even see his little face. Guster, open your eyes. Open your eyes so we can see some color. Gussie. Okay, so he's not going to open his eyes. All right, Matthew. Wish I didn't have to hold the iPad. Oh. Okay, let's just read the Bible. Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10. Okay, Matthew chapter 10. He called his 12 disciples to him and gave them authority to drive out evil spirits and to heal every disease and sickness. These are the names of the 12 apostles. First, Simon, who is called Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector, James, son of Alphaeus and Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any town of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. As you go, preach this message. The kingdom of heaven is near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. Do not take along any gold or silver or copper in your belts. Take no bag for the journey, or extra tunic or sandals or a staff, for the worker is worth his keep. Okay, sorry, adjusting the camera. Whatever town or village you enter, search for some worthy person there and stay at his house until you leave. As you enter the home, give it your greeting. If the home is deserving, let your peace rest on it. If it is not, let your peace return to you. If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, shake the dust off your feet when you leave that home or town. I tell you the truth, it will be more bearable for Sodom and Gomorrah on the day of judgment than for that town. I'm sending you out like sheep among wolves. Therefore, be as shrewd as snakes and as innocent as doves. Be on your guard against men. They will hand you over to the local councils and flog you in their synagogues. On my account, you will be brought before governors and kings as witnesses to them and to the Gentiles. But when they arrest you, do not worry about what to say or how to say it. At that time you will be given what to say, for it will not be you speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brother will betray brother to death, and a father his child. Children will rebel against their parents and have them put to death. All men will hate you because of me, but he who stands firm to the end will be saved. When you are persecuted in one place, flee to another. I tell you the truth, you will not finish going through the cities of Israel before the Son of Man comes. A student is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for the student to be like his teacher, but the servant like his master. If the head of the house has been called Beelzebub, how much more the members of his household? So do not be afraid of them. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. What I tell you in the dark, speak in the daylight. What is whispered in your ear, proclaim from the roofs. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather, be afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from the will of your Father. and even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. Whoever acknowledges me before men, I will also acknowledge him before my Father in heaven. But whoever disowns me before men, I will disown him before my Father in heaven. Do not suppose that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies will be the members of his own household. Anyone who loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves his son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And anyone who does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. He who receives you receives me, and he who receives me receives the one who sent me. Anyone who receives a prophet, because he is a prophet, will receive a prophet's reward, and anyone who receives a righteous man, because he is a righteous man, will receive a righteous man's reward. And if anyone gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones, because he is my disciple, I tell you the truth, he will certainly not lose his reward. Okay, that's the end of Matthew chapter 10. And there's always just so much packed into the passage that after I read it, I'm kind of speechless, which might be a good thing because this is a long video. Okay, well, I hope that sits with you, and thanks for reading the Bible with me as we look at a cute cat. All right, take care. God bless. Bye.